Beloved, listen to me now, for I have come to share with you the power of unwavering faith in times of struggle. I know the burdens you carry. I have seen the tears you've shed in the darkness. I understand the weight that pulls at your heart, and I know the fears that haunt you in your quiet moments. But today, I come to tell you that there is power in your faith, even in the hardest of times. You may wonder, Lord, how can I trust when everything around me seems to be falling apart? How can I have faith when my world is crumbling and I am uncertain of what tomorrow will bring? Oh, child, I hear your cries, and I have an answer for you. It is in these very moments that your faith has the power to move mountains, to bring light into the darkest places, and to transform your life in ways you cannot yet imagine. Remember this: faith, as small as a mustard seed, can move mountains. Matthew 17:20. What seems impossible to you is nothing in my hands. When you place your trust in me, even when the storm rages around you, you are not alone. I walk with you, I carry you, and I make a way where there seems to be no way. You may not always see the path clearly, but know this: when you trust me fully, I will lead you. When you surrender your fears, your doubts, and your pain, I will replace them with peace that surpasses all understanding. You see, faith is not about seeing the road ahead. It is about trusting the one who is guiding you along that road, even in the darkest moments. Let me share with you the story of a man named Peter. He walked on water. Do you understand the magnitude of that? The very waters that seemed to be the end of him became the path that led to his deliverance. But when fear crept in, when he took his eyes off of me, he began to sink. In that moment, I reached out my hand, and I saved him. And I say to you today, if you keep your eyes on me, even in the most uncertain of times, you too will walk on the waters of your circumstances. But faith requires you to act. It's not enough to say you believe. You must trust me with your heart, your actions, and your choices. Just as Peter stepped out of the boat, you too must take steps of faith. It may seem terrifying, but I promise you, I am with you every step of the way. I will not let you fall. Do you remember the woman who suffered for 12 long years, who spent all she had seeking healing and found no relief? She too was desperate, in pain, and worn down. Yet she trusted that if she could just touch the hem of my garment, she would be healed. And when she did, she was healed instantly. Mark 5:34. Her faith, her belief in the power of my touch changed her life forever. Now, beloved, let me ask you this. What is it that you need healing from? What burden are you carrying? Is it doubt? Is it fear? Is it physical pain or emotional suffering? Whatever it is, I am here to heal you. But you must believe, not just in your heart, but in your actions. Trust that I can do the impossible. Trust that with me, there is no situation beyond redemption. I know that in times of hardship, it feels like the storm will never end. I understand that you question why these trials are before you, but let me remind you of this. The storm is not your final destination. I will use it to strengthen your faith, to purify your heart, and to prepare you for the blessings that are ahead. And just as the Apostle Paul faced countless hardships, imprisonment, shipwrecks, beatings, he never lost faith. In his letter to the Philippians, he said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. His faith never wavered, and neither should yours. In the hardest of times, lean on my strength. Trust that my grace is sufficient for you, and that I will bring you through. So, child, I ask you now, what are you trusting in? Is your trust in the temporary things of this world? Or is it in me, the everlasting, the faithful, the true? Let me show you something beautiful. When you trust fully, when you surrender all to me, it is not just a transaction. It is a relationship. It is the act of placing your life in the hands of the one who created you, who knows you intimately. It's not just about the momentary relief from pain or struggle. It's about peace in the middle of the storm. When you trust in me, your heart is filled with my peace, a peace that the world cannot give. In the Gospel of John, I say, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid." John 14:27. This peace is the fruit of faith. It is the result of trusting in me with all your heart, even when the winds of life are howling around you. But what happens when you trust me fully, even in the hardest of times? The story of Job gives us a glimpse. He lost everything: his wealth, his health, his children. Yet, despite his suffering, he did not lose his faith. He declared, "Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him." Job 13:15. And in the end, his faith was rewarded. He received back more than he had before, not just in material blessings, but in the deep, unshakable understanding of God's goodness and sovereignty. This is what I want for you, my beloved. I want you to have a faith that endures, a trust that does not falter, no matter what life throws your way. When you trust fully, you begin to see beyond the circumstances. You begin to see the purpose in your pain, the lessons in your trials, and the hope on the other side of your hardship. Trusting me fully does not mean the road will be easy. No, it will not be. But it means that you will never walk it alone. I am with you. And when the world shakes, when everything seems to be falling apart, my love is the anchor that holds you firm. You will find that my grace is sufficient, and my power is made perfect in your weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. But my dear child, remember this. The moment you fully trust me is the moment your life begins to change. You are never the same once you place your faith in me. It transforms you. It changes your perspective, your heart, and your very life. You begin to see the world through my eyes, and your heart beats with my love. I will take your brokenness and make it beautiful. Your pain, your doubts, your fears, all of these things I will use to create something new in you. Trust me, my child, and you will see the miracle unfold. Now, I ask you, my beloved, will you trust me fully today? Will you allow your faith to carry you through the trials of life? Will you let go of the fear and the doubts and allow my love to fill you with peace and hope? There is nothing in this world, nothing in your circumstances, that can separate you from my love. Romans 8:39. So trust me even now with all your heart. And before I end, let me say this. If this message has touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear my voice. There are many walking in darkness, many struggling in silence. They need to know that I am here, that I am the way, the truth, and the life. Share my message of hope, of faith, of trust. My beloved child, I know you are weary. I understand the weight of your burdens and the trials that seem to stretch endlessly before you. Life can often feel like a series of unrelenting challenges, moments that test your strength and faith. I see your tears in the quiet of the night, when the world is asleep. But your heart is awake, restless, burdened with fear, worry, and doubt. I know the quiet thoughts you struggle with, the questions you ask in the silence. You wonder, why is this happening to me? Why does it feel like the world is against me? Where is my hope? In those moments of vulnerability, I want to remind you, my child, that you are not alone. You are never alone. I have seen every part of your journey, the highs, the lows, the victories, and the defeats. But what I want you to understand today is this. Faith is not simply about the absence of difficulty or pain. It is not about a life that is without struggle or heartache. No, my beloved, faith is about knowing, in the deepest part of your soul, that despite the storm, I am with you. Faith is not about the absence of hardship, but about the presence of peace within it. It is about trusting that I will be with you in the hardest moments, walking beside you, even when you cannot see the path. Trusting me fully, with all of your heart, is not always easy, especially when life seems to be falling apart around you. But I promise you this, child. In your weakest moments, my strength is made perfect. When you feel that you cannot take another step, when you feel like giving up, that is when my power is most evident in your life. When you trust me completely, even when everything seems impossible, that is when you open the door for miracles. Your faith becomes the key that unlocks the power of my love to transform every circumstance, every situation, and every heartache you face. I know the challenges you face are real. I know the pain you carry in your heart. I understand the exhaustion, the frustration, and the fear that sometimes threatens to overwhelm you. But I also know that your faith, no matter how small, is a powerful force. Just as a mustard seed, though tiny, can grow into something great, so too can your faith, when placed in my hands, move mountains. You see, I don't ask for perfection. I don't ask for you to have all the answers or to know how everything will work out. What I ask of you is trust. Simply trust. Trust in my love. Trust in my timing. Trust that I will never leave you nor forsake you. Trust that no matter how dark the night may seem, the dawn is always on the other side. Let me share something with you, my child. The storms of life are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to refine you. They are opportunities for you to strengthen your faith, to deepen your trust in me. Just as gold is refined in the fire, so too is your faith refined through trials. You may not understand the process as you walk through the fire, but know this: I am the refiner. I am the one who will not let you be consumed by the flames. I will walk with you through every trial. I will be your refuge, your shelter, your ever-present help in times of trouble. And when you come out on the other side, you will be stronger, purer, and more grounded in my love than you have ever been before. You may ask, Lord, why must I go through this pain? Why must I suffer? And I hear your cry, and I understand. But know this, my child. Suffering is never without purpose. Every hardship, every struggle, every trial, when seen through the lens of faith, becomes an opportunity for growth. The very thing that you fear, the very thing that makes your heart ache, can become the catalyst for transformation in your life. It is through the trials that you learn to depend on me more fully, to rely on my strength, and to trust in my promises. The pain you are feeling now will give way to the joy of understanding, the peace of knowing that I am at work in your life, even in the darkest moments. I know the fear that creeps in when you are facing the unknown, the uncertainty of tomorrow, the anxiety about your future. the overwhelming weight of what lies ahead. These are all real emotions, and I do not discount them. But hear this, child. The future is in my hands, and I will lead you. Even when you cannot see the way forward, I will guide you. I will make a way where there seems to be no way. The path may not always be clear to you, but I promise you I see the road ahead. I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. There will be times when the journey seems long and the road seems uncertain. But remember, I walk with you. I am beside you in every moment. You are never alone. When you place your trust in me, you invite my peace into your heart. My peace, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and mind. Philippians 4:7. This peace is not based on your circumstances, but on the unshakable reality that I am your Savior, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. You may wonder how it is possible to trust fully when the world around you seems to be crumbling. But trust is not about seeing the end of the story from the beginning. Trust is about taking the first step, even when you cannot see the whole path. Trust is about believing that I'm good, that I'm faithful, and that I'm always working on your behalf, even when you cannot see it. It's about surrendering your fears, your doubts, and your worries to me, and allowing me to carry the burden for you. When you trust fully in me, your faith becomes a beacon of light, shining in the darkness. Your faith becomes a testimony to others that no matter what you face, no matter how hard the road may be, there's always hope in me. I will never fail you, my beloved. My promises are yes and amen. What I have spoken over your life will come to pass. Trust in that. Believe in that. And watch as I turn your sorrow into joy, your pain into purpose, and your struggle into strength. And do not forget, my beloved, to subscribe to God's sacred voice. This channel is my voice, reaching out to you, to guide you, to encourage you, and to strengthen you in your faith. Stay close, stay grounded, and know that I am always with you.